Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're diving into performance testing or preparing for a technical interview, today's video will break down the key differences between stress testing and scalability testing, specifically focusing on how to conclude the test results for each. If you've been confused about these two concepts, you'll walk away with a solid understanding. Let's get started. Let's begin with stress testing. The main objective here is to determine the breaking point of the system. When stress testing, you're intentionally applying extreme loads to see when the system fails or experiences significant degradation. So, how do we conclude this kind of test? The results of a stress test are concluded when the system reaches a point of failure or when its performance degrades severely. Here's what you need to look for. System failure. The system may crash, become unresponsive, or completely break down. Significant performance degradation. This could be long delays, response times that increase dramatically, or the inability to perform basic functions like logging in or processing a transaction. Error messages or server timeout. The system might start throwing 500 internal server errors or requests may time out. The primary question you're answering here is, when does the system give up? When does it fail under load? Imagine you're working on testing a ticketing website for a popular concert or sports event. The website is expected to handle hundreds of thousands of visitors at once, all trying to purchase tickets at the same time. Stress testing would simulate massive spikes in traffic, far beyond typical usage, for instance, millions of people trying to access the site within minutes. You'll conclude the stress test once the system starts failing. Maybe the checkout process fails, or users can't access the site due to overwhelming server requests. The point of the test is to identify where and why the system breaks under extreme conditions. Next up, we have scalability testing. Unlike stress testing, scalability testing is all about how well the system can handle increased load over time, without losing performance. The focus here is on testing how the system scales with gradual increases in load. But again, how do you conclude the results for scalability? In scalability testing, the test is concluded when the system successfully handles gradually increasing traffic or resource demands without issues. Here's what you're looking for: stable performance. Even as the load increases, whether it's more users, transactions, or data, the system continues to respond within acceptable parameters. No significant latency. As the load grows, response times should not increase dramatically. If they do, it's an indication that the system isn't scaling well. Efficient resource usage. The system should be able to handle the load without exhausting resources like CPU, memory, or bandwidth. If resources become overwhelmed, that's a sign of poor scalability. The main question to answer here is, can the system handle growth? Can it scale smoothly as demand increases? Let's use a cloud storage service like Dropbox as an example. Let's say Dropbox is launching in a new region, and they need to ensure that the service can handle a gradual increase in users over the coming months. During scalability testing, the number of new users or file uploads is gradually increased. You conclude the test when you see that the platform continues to work well for everyone, even as the number of users grows. You might also monitor whether the system starts showing any signs of slowing down as more users join. If Dropbox can continue to scale with no significant delays or performance degradation, the test is considered successful. Now let's summarize the key differences in how you conclude the results for each type of test. This is where it's important to recognize that stress testing and scalability testing focus on different outcomes. Stress testing conclusion focuses on failure. The goal is to push the system to its limits, so the result is concluded when the system fails or cannot perform as expected under extreme load. Outcome: you identify how much load the system can handle before it completely breaks down, and what critical failures occur under such conditions. Scalability testing conclusion. The goal is to test the system's ability to scale as the load increases, so the result is concluded when the system remains stable and performs well as more users, transactions, or data are added. You determine whether the system can handle growth without issues like slowdowns, crashes, or resource exhaustion. One last thing worth mentioning is how the workload is distributed in both tests. This is another big difference between stress testing and scalability testing. In stress testing, the workload is unpredictable and extreme. You're applying sudden bursts of heavy load way beyond normal usage to see when the system breaks. It's about testing the system's limits. In scalability testing, the workload is gradual and controlled. You increase the load slowly, testing how the system adapts to a growing number of users or increased transaction volumes over time. The goal is to assess how well the system scales without performance degradation. So, to wrap up, stress testing concludes when the system fails under extreme conditions or shows critical performance degradation. Scalability testing concludes when the system successfully handles increasing load over time without any major performance issues. Understanding how to conclude test results for both tests will help you identify system limitations and ensure the system is ready for growth. Whether you're preparing for an interview or managing real-world projects, this knowledge is crucial for performance testing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights on performance testing. Got questions or comments? Drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. Catch you in the next video.